Good day and welcome to this episode of Their Story, a feature series program where we spotlight Sierra Leoneans who shape the conversation, had an impact and influence on our lives, our politics, our culture and our tradition. Today I am joined by a legend. He may refuse to answer to that description, but in my books, he is no doubt a legend when it comes to our arts and culture in Sierra Leone. A big part of my life growing up as an 80s baby is in Sierra Leone. This is a man that needs no introduction. I have the honor and pleasure of welcoming on set Charlie Haffner of Freetong Players International. I think he goes by Father.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Welcome to my little abode, my abuli.
It's good to be here.
Thank you.
So let's start from the beginning. I know most times, as kids growing up, we live in a society where your parents would want you to become a lawyer, a doctor, an accountant. And I think to my mind, you are the first image of radicalism that, I became familiar with, someone who ventured to go into the creative industry and do something different. How did that come about? How did you get to a place where you decided, no, I am not going to be like every other traditional Sierra Leonean. I am going to follow my passion and do this thing called, arts and theater.
Yeah, thank you. That has always been a question against me, I think. And it is still a question. And tomorrow, some other journalist is going to ask me, how did you venture? What should I say? And God pick person. When God pick, I don't pick him. I was an academic myself, as you know. I got degrees and you name it, diplomas and so on. But I just decided to choose a path least taken. I just decided in my blood since school days, anywhere I went, I made sure theater was rolling. Secondary school, I took part in the plays in schools. And at college, Jala University, first of all, I was a student of literature and English language. So we formed the Tired Dramatic Stars at Jala University. And then I came back. I taught several schools. I taught in many, many schools in Sierra Leone, including St. Joseph's in Blama, Maberuka Boys High School, before proceeding to the Gambia to teach geography again and English. I was there for like 5-6 years. I worked at Radio Gambia. And then before coming home to the grammar school to teach, all those times, in all those trails, I've been carrying along the theater arts. I formed drama groups in the Gambia. I took Sabano 75 from here to the Gambia, and they are with me touring for 13 months. I was a teacher. Moved around the sub-region, right across Gambia, Senegal, Mauritania, the Casamance, and all those places. So it has been in me. And I want to tell you something. The reason I left the Gambia, though my contract ended, and they never wanted to give me another one because the word you use, radicalism, began to see that this man should not be here. So indirectly, my contract was refused. Renewal of my contract was refused. As an expatriate teacher of geography, I had to come back. My late wife and my son Tuti was just like 3 years old. So we decided to come back on the note that coming back home means we are going to take over the theater. By all means. Because living in the Gambia you cannot have a cultural experience, maybe in Nigeria, people may say, but go to Gambia. They are fanatic when it comes to culture. They love strangers to an extent, but they know what they want and they do what they want to love. So that's how we decided to come home to take over full-time performing artist, because we learned a lot about culture in the Gambia, how Gambians love themselves and their country. Not by mistake, but just love, patriotism, nationalism, you name it, So we decided to come back home. and I took appointment at Sierra Leone Grammar School. Again, I formed the school drama group there.
Okay.
And we speech day plays, drama competitions in the school. I was all the time carrying drama and theater and culture along with me throughout my life. So then in 1985, after being in grammar school since I returned home from Gambia, 1983, in 1985, I formed the Freetong Players out of Sierra Leone Grammar School boys. Within the Sierra Leone Grammar School premises, I always like to say thanks to Mr. Akiwande Lashite, who was principal then, and who believed in me and even gave me chance, they call it now, study leave to pursue African studies, anthropology, those big names, you know. So that's how it started. So since then, I don't know what I should carry anymore. If I'm sick, there's a doctor, I go to him. If I want to eat, there's a restaurant, my wife is there, my Pekito wife. I lost my first wife. So I just move along. I have to be carrying. I don't know what will happen to me if I wake up today and there's no drama.
And there's no drama.
I don't understand whether it will be a real world for me. I don't understand that. I don't want to even understand.
So the name Freetong Players, I'm sure there were so many other considerations. How did you settle on Freetong Players International?
Freetong Players. Before Freetong, it was Freetown Players. Before international, it was Freetown Players Theatre Group. It's just an act of continuity anyway. I belonged to Tabule Theatre.
Okay.
Tabule Theatre was my, was my more or less my abiding city, my university of performing arts, led by Dilly Charlie, Isusa George were all there together, Dr. Spencer, Monica Jones, Streeter, why Bumble Jump, bomb in Tabule Theatre. We were intellectual theatre people. We went to study and we came back to function the group and we succeeded. But I joined the group when it was called Freetown Youth Players. I joined Tabule Theatre, for which it's known now, in 1970. Then it was called Freetown Youth Players. And then in 1974, it became Tabule Experimental Theatre. And then finally in 1980, it was confirmed, Tabule Theatre. So I've been there since the inception by the name of Freetown Youth Players. In Tabule Theatre, I had this dream of making theatre full-time, of shifting, of repositioning theatre in this country, for theatre to shift from merely amateur to a full-time professional entity. I had that dream and I was willing to take the risk. You know, I spoke with my colleagues, they agreed. When it was time to implement, everybody backed out.
They backed out.
So I stayed, I didn't run away, I stayed. And then I decided finally, when my bosses were out studying, Dilly Charlie was out in France, D'Souza George, they were my two seniors. D'Souza George was in Leeds, also pursuing performing arts. And Spencer was in Nigeria, also pursuing performing arts. And we all scattered about. So I was left with the man to run Tabule Theatre. That was when I experimented in this, my dream of professionalism. You work and you are recognized. You get allowances. You take care of whatever it is to take care of. So when Dilly Charlie returned, I realized that we were not going to do this thing, to do this professional stuff. I realized, so I waited. So 1985, I left. Don't ask me how I left. I left.
Okay.
So the day I left Tabule was the day I formed Freetong Players, 28th May, 20th, 20. Okay. 20 May 1985. So we are 40 years this year, non-stop.
Congratulations.
Yes, so that was how. Now the name, two things. We were not Freetown, but the Salon people named us Freetong, which is of course a Creole of Freetown, because most of our work were done in Creole.
In Creole, okay.
So the Creole thing, the Creole about Sierra Leone, because I believe in Sierra-Leonization, as I call it, and I think that we all in the country are Creole. Note it down, so I'm saying I mean it. We are all Creole because if we understand the history, the origin, and the tradition of Creole, we all accept that we are Creole. Yeah? Because now me and you talking, I don't think any stranger will come here and different that this man is this tribe. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
of course.
We are all, and Creole is what binds us. Creole is what links the people of this country together. Creole is spoken and understood by over 90% Sierra
Of the
Leoneans.
population. Mhm.
So I don't see what we are waiting for. So I insisted on Creole. I insisted on promoting Creole. By promoting Creole, I promoting the country. So the people started calling us Freetong
Freetong. Okay.
instead of Freetong.
Yes. Mhm.
Then we became Freetong Players.
Okay.
International was a result of our
Travels.
travel
Yeah.
around the world. The only continent we never visit in our 40 years, Australia. I got tired. But up to China, Taiwan, mainland China, those are Philippines, all those places we went, some form or another. So that's how we became again named by the people international, like Dr. Olo.
Okay.
Dr. Ola never stepped in any university, but he became doctor. Because it became the people's own.
40 years of, if I can say, an illustrious career. Looking back, do you think the dream was achieved, or do you feel the journey needs to continue potentially with the next generation?
There's many questions you are asking now. First of all, looking back, whether I think I should continue. Let me start with that. First of all, yes, I have to continue. Whenever I meditate, I think that what I have done is less than what remains to be done. That is my problem.
Okay.
That what preoccupies my mind now. We have done 40 Freetong Players, 15 tabule, 55 years of theater work in this country. What else should I be doing? And yes, 55 years I've done, but I wish I could have 70 years to do more because I have so much to do. I have so much to do for this country and for the people and for young people. When I see young guys working like this, I am delighted. I want to do more. I want to help. Coming to my house to do this, it's very nice for me. And those are the things that inspire me. So really, I've done a lot. Thank you very much. But I think I still need, it's like now is the beginning for me. I would love to do more and more and more. Next was whether I accomplished what I started.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. In order to measure accomplishment, you must start from the aims. Why are you here today? There must be an aim to interview Charlie Haffner, father, Charlie Haffner, or whatever. That's why you are here. And by the end, you return, you have achieved because he succeeded in interviewing Charlie Haffner, coming to I Don't Care. So that's it. So forming my achievements will count from my objective, my aim, the reason I formed Freetong Players. One, help me count. To raise the standard of theater in Sierra Leone. Tell me if the standard is the same as 40 years ago and who might be responsible. The illustrious man and his group you are talking about. But to change the role and function of theater. From basically, what they call it, comedy and rituals, to becoming a tool. A tool to communicate, a tool to pass information, a tool to educate, a tool to sensitize, as we use it now since the war, a tool to change behavior, So to mobilize, we can mobilize. Freetong Players can mobilize anywhere within 1 minute. So that was what we set out to do. That were the goals I set out to achieve. And you tell me whether we have not. Moreover, to put Sierra Leone on the world map of theater and culture, which we have done.
Absolutely.
Everywhere in the world, you go anywhere, you see theater, you say, where is Charlie Haffner? Do you know Charlie Haffner? Have you met the Freetong Players? So, to me, we have achieved the first chunk of what we set out to do in these past 40 years, We have done this, and we have extended our arms. We have taken Sierra Leone and placed it on the map culture by exchanges, international exchanges. Yeah, so we have done it. We are communicating. Our theater is more about the people's concerns, the issues of people. For us, our theater is about a people, a community, and with them as well. We are not good at proscenium theater, getting big theater. We did Amistar not so long ago, which was proscenium, which was a Western based that is known in this country. You take theater, you sell tickets, you make a big scripted play, you practice for 6 months, you rent an expensive hall. Now the hall is so expensive now it's difficult for some of us. And besides, even if we can afford, I will not pay 35 million for a hall. I will not sweat for 6 months. I have many people to look after, and I go give one place 35 million because I do it in the street. You see, so we have been doing that type of theater now. I will call community theater over the years. We address people. So if you come to me, Mr. Haffner, we have this thing in Bo. Want Freetong Players to make a play about youth engagement in Bo, about agriculture, about health and sanitation, voter registration, whatever. I say, we are in Bo. Is it Bo Town? If it's Bo Town, it's okay. Bo Town, everybody understand Creole. But once you begin to tell me about to go, the interior, I say, no, man. Freetong Players cannot go there and entertain the people. They are mainly speaking people. So you need mainly means of communication.
Of course.
So I can go with a few people to that village and we live with them 10 days, for example, and we live with them and we form a group there if there is no group, and we work with the youth, professional, traditional entertainers, you name it, and then we do the play that you want. And we'll do it in Mindi for that matter.
So that's a lot of skills transfer.
Fine. We'll do it in Mindi, and the people, those actors, able to transmit your messages far better and it will be understood. So, for example, we went to Kailaung under anti-corruption some time ago. We did workshop with them for a week. We trained them, all the musicians around Kailaung town, Kailaung district, all the expanse as far as Koindu and you name it. Bomaru, all over the place. We did 24 performances, 24 locations before we came. Wow. That's what we've been doing. That's the root, that's the basic, the cement of Freetong Players Theatre. You see? So that's what we have been doing. So for now, as I say, we do all those kind of things. And I believe that we have achieved in changing the format of theatre. We have succeeded in forming a base for a viable, authentic national theatre that Sierra Leoneans will be proud of. And I can tell you, anytime you watch theatre, see if you notice some Freetong Players elements in them. Watch and see. There's one other thing about theatre today that I think we have succeeded, is to spread theatre everywhere. Tell me if there is an event in this country that you will not find theatre performance. Yeah. Tell me. Weddings, you name it, workshops, launching of government paper. Theatre is everywhere.
It's actually a big part of our culture now.
Good. Not necessarily Freetong Players. That's what we have done. We have awakened the sleeping culture and we are continuing to do it. Still a long way to go. The comedians must watch out that they are theatre people too. They don't seem to understand. I think I'm a comedian, that you are separate, isolated. Yeah, I mean, a comedian. You're not Charlie Haffner, other kind. That's all you are. But you see, the comedians, I respect them. They're very clever. Very, very clever. To me, comedians are the cleverest group of actors in this country. Words don't fail them.
Yeah.
They just say things. But they need to understand that you and Charlie Haffner, even a funny Charlie Haffner, education theatre Charlie Haffner, on Malipan, format. So we have tried our best. We still need to try, we still need to spread the word. We still need to adapt our format to Sierra Leone, situation. It's tough every day. I wake up this morning, I read things. I read this morning that this coming year is going to be year of culture and arts. I just read and I put it down again. I'm waiting to see.
So it's interesting that you mentioned that, because as someone who has followed, I have had relatives who are part of Freetong Players and all of that. I went to school and university with your daughter. I know it's a calling for you. I know it's not a situation where, you find extra people. It's family for you. There's not a child you have had that has not performed on stage with you and all of that. Do you feel because by all measure, you have put in the work. Do you think there has been that requisite appreciation and support of this art form and of what you have been trying to build?
Support from who? By who?
by the people, by, because as we say, performing arts, it's about putting Sierra Leone on the map. So when you think about it, it's tourism, it's attracting people to get to understand what Sierra Leone is about. It's recognizing that Sierra Leone has this talent and rebranding the image of Sierra Leone, as it were. Because the truth of the matter is, for the longest time, we went through that period where every time you talk about Sierra Leone, people will remember, the war and everything. But the war ended a long time ago. And then, Freetong Players has done peace messages, has done a bunch of other things. You're talking about going into the community, educating people. I am sure this comes with a lot of investment in time, resources, and a lot of other logistical implications. So let me rephrase the question. Has this been a situation where you have had to foot and carry all of this all on your own? Or has there been support from friends, from the government, from Sierra Leoneans who are investing in this trade craft?
Investing in which stagecraft? Well, let me know. So you see one thing, when I formed the Freetong Players, I never thought about investment.
Okay.
I never thought about waiting for people and institutions to fund me, because that's the thing about Sierra Leone. I want to do this, so you get funding from. Who that they fund you? Let me write project proposal. I don't know those things. I didn't know them when I was from Freetong Players. I formed Freetong Players from my heart. Like you see, with my family, my wife, my former wife, my late wife, of course, my children, my relatives and nieces and nephews and neighbors, and moreover from grammar school teachers and pupils. Freetong Players was born in the grammar school. People I taught, people who knew me as their teacher and their father. That's how it started. It's just about project. It's just about evoking nationalism. It's just about encouraging motivation and patriotism and, as I say, perseverance among Sierra Leoneans. So we started education. I decided that I would use my theater to educate. What Sierra Leoneans don't know, I will tell them. I will not fight a government. Nobody can fight a government. It's not possible. Nowhere in the world. My late professor, when I went to university to study arts and these anthropologists, big names, he finally said, "What's wrong with you?" He said, "You are bitter. You are a bitter man." I said, "Yes." A white man. "You are a bitter man." I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "Why?" He said, "I'm tired." Said, "Why do you come to study? You got a degree, you got this and that, you are a senior teacher, grammar school." I said, "I've come to learn how to use my theater to topple the government." And he laughed and nearly slapped him. It was indeed, I'm talking about 1987. I was young. I was ready to fight that professor. And he laughed loudly. So what did they laugh? What did they laugh? You wait, man. You think you said a joke and a joke. And then he asked the class, "Who is he?" And he told him. 1987, not now. And he told him, he was a very wise man. Whosoever I did, the God bless her. And lunchtime, "Charlie, let's go for lunch." They went for lunch. "What did you say in class? You want to use theater to fight the government?" He said, "In jail you go die." He said, "Tell me which African artist has used his artistic whatever power skill to topple the government. Let's count. Don't buy the cookery the day before me. I don't agree it. Let's count." Well, the showing card, let's begin. Come on. Kiongo, Ngugi, let's count. Finish counting, let's come home. So, jail they end up. Patmadi, jail. So where's John Kagbo Kulusa? He said, "Exile Nigeria." He said, "You cannot." Why they rule them? Because of the work, artistic work. Because they want to put more on government, especially in a way that is not acceptable by government. They think you are challenging and they beat you. So Charlie Haffner, I don't think your family supports you to come to university to study only to end up in jail. I learned that from him.
Okay.
He said, educate the people. Tell them in your theater what they don't know and what they need to do. Tell them in that subtle manner of song writing, folk music and songs and drama, so that they will understand you clearly. Teach them about the political process. Teach them about health education. Teach them. So once they understand, They'll fight for themselves.
Of course.
Just tell them what
Of
is wrong
course.
with elections, what is wrong with health, what is this and this and that, and they'll take care of themselves. And those have been throughout, like I said, God bless that man, the America. So yes, I have not attempted in any way to fight anybody, but I have tried to bring my people together to get them to understand. Like I say, the country is not better educationally than before.
And before.
Illiteracy still roams
It is.
around 70-80%.
A lot.
Illiteracy. And so what can we tell the people? How can we develop? How can we do democracy, which is not in any language vocabulary in this country? Because if something is not in your language, then you don't know it. If I search mandate, you know what not do we mean democracy. So now we for begin. That's why we have to start, and that's why I say I have
There's still a lot of work to do.
Lots more to do. To go live with the people. You see, one regret I have, let me tell you one secret. If I go to God right now, you say, God, Charlie Haffner, you don't come. Cabo, yes, sir. You did this and that, you lost trust. People name me all these things, legend, fine. God go say, fine. Yes, you are legend. I agree, this and that. But what did you regret being a Sierra Leonean? I will tell God, because I know Sabi talk Mende or Timinisa. I great regret in my life. I know Sabi talk Mende or Timini. I still believe that I'm not full Sierra Leonean. Any of Limba, this key Sierra language, I think for learn for Tokam. And I had the chance. I went to my Boruka school. I never learned Timini. I studied Jala 4 years. I never learned Mende. I went to, and I taught in those regions as well as teacher. I never learned language.
You feel because you could have communicated or passed messages more if you spoke that language?
Well, no, you have to communicate me to people. So if I want to talk, like Gambia, for example, I was there for 5-6 years. I taught there and I worked in real Gambia. And so I could not learn Wolof. You know why? Because the Creole language is very powerful.
Yes.
In the sense that if you are in any location where they speak Creole, you will not learn
another language.
That would affected me in Maburuka. You know, when I went to Maburuka with late president, we were in school together. I went to do lower 6 and he was upper 6 senior prefect. We are close. They all spoke Creole to me. But no, and they laughed at me. They said, they said, I think I was the only Creole in that school.
Okay.
When I went to boys' school, I was in boarding home. I just went for experience. I wanted to learn about the country. I went to see what goes around in the places. That's why I went to Jala. They put my name up for college. I went there and I removed it. I said, no, I want to go learn upline. You know, same Maburuka school to do 6th form. I said, no. I want to go to the provinces, you know. So I don't get a chance. I have a chance to learn all those languages. And I feel it. Gambia, I wrote Geography of Senegambia.
Okay.
I wrote the textbook they were using in school. I never had a chance. Because you open Gambia, Banjul, the Akos, na Creole, that then dominate Banjul, the city. And they have been there. So how I go able to learn other language with the one the way I fall learn too. They want fit for show me say themselves have been talking. And all of the provinces. And that's what I discovered that the provincial people love Creole language. They say we sing when you talk. You don't come on the house. Hey, mommy, dinner. I go to school today. They laugh and laugh and laugh. So that's my problem.
About education, because I think you're right. I fully agree with you. Our biggest challenge for me, I tell people, remains the illiteracy. Country they develop, they go before with this level of illiteracy. But here we are now where we have avenues where we're able to communicate with our people. Because the reality, when you talk about education, beaucoup person they feel say, okay, now that one for going to school. But we have, you know, my aunts and uncles and older people in the village who say they go put down in this school for take the land book and understand, for instance, what democracy is. Do you think as a country we're missing the opportunity to lean into things like, you know, theater, arts and all of that to educate our people? Because in terms of opening schools, schools have been opened, money has been put into education, but we're still, since I was a kid, this illiteracy has been roaming around that 70-80%. We're still here, I'm an adult, we're still around that figure. Do you think this might be the thing we have never capitalized on? That this is not, education should not be limited to formal education, that it's Mambuk right, but this is also a form of education that can work for our people.
certain things I don't like saying, like formal education, because not to make responsible for formal education is the government and education agencies. Now there you under one day. I speak more of functionality. I think more of functional education. I think about the woman you mentioned in the village, giving her opportunity to learn basic literacy and numeracy. Learn for read and write, read and count, you get for learn for count. That's all. So that when the woman goes to a shop, she doesn't have to ask what the price of the clock, because the price of the clock is already written on the clock, on the shelf. But because she's illiterate, she asked the storeman, when me picking, bro, how much for that clock? Then the man realized, oh, this woman must have been read right. And it's 40 leon is written there. No matter which man, they can't attend to you. That's what they do. And then they go around, mama, anyway, now it's well, what you get, give me no more, go help you. Because you don't want to me, what you say me, I say, you don't go do it. But they take advantage of vulnerable people, They say, okay, well, give me, 50, 60, 70, well, give me the 60, man. You picking come out school, you can't read the report card. Mama, I pass, teacher say for care you the girl.
Yeah.
The money. So functional medicine, they go to hospital, this man go hospital, the doctor say take 2 in the morning, 2 this, 2 and 2 in the morning, 2 afternoon. Drink out water. The man come out hospital, they come, he meets pump, treats pump. Now I pull the medicine. Say doctor say I for drink 2 in the morning, 2 afternoon, 2 and 8. He collapse today. All that na function of illiteracy. Who for try for. Who 60 almost years of independence now. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? The African countries who are clocking 80% literacy, not far away from us. 90% literacy. Some have adopted other languages, Swahili. Nigeria, you can get a PhD in Igbo, you name it. What is really waiting for? Up till now. Tell me, what is our excuse? Our minister, he talks so years ago, Mr. Haffner, we say agriculture, you say culture. Mr. Haffner, no Hamburg. Can you imagine, disappointing statement coming from this so-called statesman? It's not good. So for me, I will do what I like. I wanted to open a school. That's my dream. I wanted to open a school. I got a piece of land, 3 acres, somewhere number 2 or so, and I went abroad. I used to be going abroad to teach America 1 or 2 times. When I came, sell all the land. I don't miss nothing again. Sell all, and since then, the zeal broke. I don't get that land again. But my aim is to set up a college of arts, culture, and national consciousness. And that we need now. Yes, you will learn small English and listen, and how for debate, how for argue, how for strength your judgment, how for be critical, yes. But basically, I think in Nigeria, performing arts forms the second largest area of employment. And they're bringing billions and billions of dollars into Nigeria. I don't want to talk India and America. Let's corner Nigeria, yeah. Let we see. But what about us? Where are our films? Where are our groups? Where are our music? Music 1 week, 1 month, 2 months, not a year again. Why? Because the DJs dominate the music with Nigerian stuff, Nigerian music. I don't want yeri, nothing. So there's that infiltration, foreign infiltration of even our system. My brother, people have machines and they produce our music. You see, these institutions, they are not ready yet. There's a cultural policy that should protect our culture. Where is it? Some shelves somewhere. There's the Copyright Act, 2011 October. Where is it? So if Charlie Haffner make music, MRC make, MRC, I say MRC you. That music at the get or at the go dub and they put on front me shop, me do more, and they ring bell like, hey father, I go talk so yes. There's the Copyright Act to protect Emerson's song. And all these prolific guys we have in the country today, we have the literature. Day. So I'm not going to live for top of government. They have the responsibility that all these documents, they are with them. Make them pull up. Make them call people away sabi. People will genuinely go and get this thing for, but they don't. Not the fetch dead horse, as you say. You don't go beating the dead horse. Nor can you force the very horse to the water and then force it to drink. You see? So that situation they with now, sir. I'm not worried about it. All I know is if I have the chance, and I don't need the land, not land. I don't get money for big college. If I can get peace, a reasonable building, and compound where I can start this college, that I would offer degrees and diplomas in performing arts. That's what Nigeria has, that's what Ghana has. Nigeria pours out thousands of graduates in performing arts every year. So when you see that they act, you know the joke.
Yeah.
So then I think things that we need to learn from other people, but we don't. They make you Minister of Agriculture. We still they buy rice from Thailand. And they fight in Thailand now. So how the rest, the rest there, and because we fight in Thailand, how long? No, we soil rich past Thailand. Also. We have the boli, we have upland rice. We can go 12 months of rice here in this country. We import rice, white rice, meant line not talk. So now left for that with it. Government gets a role. I know they tired for talk. This minister who is here now, I see she's trying as a woman. Mm-hmm. She is trying. I know they lie. I don't tell her say anything you think say I can do.
You're willing to support.
Call me and they can't do it. And she's been very, very supportive. Now I make this announcement the 29th about the year of Arts and Culture 2026. Mm-hmm. I don't read her. I don't say it's nothing. I don't talk to her. I can call her. I see this and this. So what's in the happen? Local talk. This is that. Acceptable, accommodating. I can always doff me heart to run. Fine. The deputy is also an artist. She makes films. She's a designer, Dr. Kadi. Mm-hmm. So I like them people and they, I can like anything. Once you're positive in the cultural format, I can go there, But apart from that, man, I don't know what's funding. Freetong Players get money. When I be the teacher grammar school, we compose songs. If anything they happen, we just sit and we listen. Saddam Hussein, America will attack Iraq. Research. I get my boys. Research will make a song. As soon as the first bomb blast, we are out with our song. United Nations, we say, Saddam Hussein or no Saddam Hussein, invasion will take place. Forever it will take place. I will educate the people. There's whatever disease, cholera, will she be saying a cholera? Make her go buy me stocking, make her not end eternity. Funny kind of way. And that's what they do. When we go to the streets and we sing after school. That being a teacher, my boys I taught in the class. We get at the all kind of tap now we use. You know that they were all in our homes.
Do you still have a very strong relationship with Sierra Leone Grammar School? Given that this is where that started, I feel like Sierra Leone Grammar School. Is there still a very strong relationship with the school?
Oh my God, not the strong. I know the strong you are talking about. Mm-hmm. Not that as strong Sierra Leone Grammar School. Not as strong as I still consider it. It should be.
It should be. Mm.
It should be. Freetong Players is not only one.
Okay.
Freetong Players is not only one, and I don't. That puts on so. I would love to. I'm still respected in the grammar school.
Okay.
Each time I went there, I'm accommodated. Even by the present principal, Davis, we all taught together in the grammar school. If I wanted anything, I will get it. Mr. Lashite is somewhere. Mm-hmm. I've been asking these days, where is Mr. Lashite? They lonely Babadu, not to address. Is that Mr. Lashite day? Because Mr. Lashite, I cannot understand. I cannot explain who Mr. Lashite really was or is. It's difficult to understand that man. Lashite, we were staying in the same staff quarter, 2 stories, 2 floors.
Okay.
I was on top of his head. And I formed Freetong Players on that building. And I played music and danced throughout the day and night. He never complained.
He's an amazing man.
Never complained.
I've heard.
One day, he asked me, Mr. Haffner, if we want to introduce drama in the school syllabus, what would you teach? You see? So, if people they don't understand authority using drama is, then, they go. I put President Tijan Kaba, one of my films. It was called Operation Falling. It's about the military wanting to introduce the HIV/AIDS policy in the military. Mm-hmm. I had to do that work. And then there was part in the script I wrote for the head of the army to make that statement. Because soldier man, na order. Waiting, or forget how they call and say, flying off, whatever. Mm-hmm. But they jump. So I said, well, the only person who talk to this army, the President Kaba. For me to see President Kaba to act in that film, it took 3 months. On man afraid for go tell her. After 3 months, they then, how do you call it now, Samboma also. It was head of the defense, whatever.
Defense, yeah.
I can go to them. I don't cancel. Hey, Mr. Afra, you said, hey. Behold, they cannot face the president to ask him to go perform this play. And you know what? The scene was cemetery. Lonely safe cemetery, the military grave.
Yeah, military
grave. Because according to the play, one of the soldiers then die. So the Rangia owner and they get for gun salute. So I work with all the barracks in this country to put that force together, everything together, and then to see Pakaba. Because this Sambo man and the man in charge, Mr. Haffner, finally, after 3 months, he say, go, come to me, this, that. After 3 months, one morning, he say, Mr. Haffner, let's tell you the truth. You want me for go tell president for go act plain at Berringon? So you see the way he talk herself. Vex for go act play na Berringon is derogatory.
It is.
So we're not going to able and I'll tell you lie. I say, waiting for do now, sir. He say, when I forgot tell her. I say, well, the more we go in charge of the army for good, he say, not going able, sir. I say, yes, not true. So we know that the soldier, let's go tell the president say for go act plain na Berringon. That's what I go to answer. He say, you. He say, if you, self president will listen to you. So now, don't tell me for how long, sir. Okay, that done. I got their job. Then thanks to Mr. Sule Darami, Ambassador Sule Darami. He was scope at that time. I went straight to Sule. Sule was used to be my friend. We study together. Up till now, you know. He arranged for me for President Kaba. And you understand, President Kaba was so thrilled. He's so thrilled.
Imagine that.
Yes. He afraid. I say, yes, sir. I just play local. Now, yeah, the scripts. Don't he ask me? Actor una can write script. Then I knew that we couldn't get into trouble. Because the president don't know about acting, how acting will develop. I say, yes. I say, oh, I think to say una can just stand on stage and make people then laugh. I say, even I laugh in the right answer. I say, I don't know. I say, you have to do a show. He be so excited. As you get for study, I part this, I get for study. I say, hey, bro, I go try. And he tried. Sunday, can he just call my friend? Oh, please come.
And he acted the role?
He did. 8:30 wouldn't allow me Berringon. And we go. I mobilized the military, the fire people, 21 gun salute. And the president acted. The ambassador then, as he was harsh or something, performing that play. The very Sambo man I'm talking about, acting that play. Joe Blair was Minister of Defense.
Yes.
They all acted in that play. The same 8:30. So the Darami say, you sure? The president reaching at 8:30 when I go ready. I said, go ready. Freetong Players, I said, let me see up club with the goodie. And he did. He came. The whole Lumley came to a sound stage. You know, then they talk around. Charlie Haffner don't bring president for car acts playing at Berringon. And market stops. Good only for personal reach and so on. Can you imagine? But those things are fascinating for me. And Pakakaba enjoyed it because I used to be going to briefing.
Okay.
But you get forget costume now. So I say, costume? What in a costume? I say, what in you wear for actor? I say, so if me not the play being a bigger man, 2 hours this so I go act, I go dress like a bigger man. I say, okay, what do you make for wearing now? I say, now you get it. I can see that you nice blackish jacket suit. I say, okay, I'm gonna do wardrobe. He be so excited. This Haffner, my friend never saw. My friend, you go eat. Now I say, yes, sir. Let you go eat. I said, what you eat? And we became very, very close, you know. It taught me a lot of lessons. That short while we would do for, you know. Then I say, this is not film with the actor, not to play. You don't need to learn all your lines. I say how do you call that?
So what's the distinction, now that you mentioned that, between the play acting and the film acting?
Oh yes, there is. There is 3 types of method of dissemination. Okay. When I write a script, I can pass it in 3 ways. I can pass it live on stage like Freetong Players does. You go look me, we see the we perform. It's live. Look me, look you. You can go touch me if you like. You can tease me. You can shout out my false name if you like. I hear you. We are together, whether it's British Council, wherever. That's the stage performance. The next I can do with my script is to atunda ayenda it. to take it to the microphone in the studio.
Okay.
So we have radio dramas. That's the reason for radio drama. Or soap. Soap is another phenomenon on serial dramas on radio. So that's the second way. And I act behind the mic.
Okay.
It's my voice and my imagination. So if I have to be a madman, my voice must tell the audience that I am a madman. If I'm a kind, whatever, that's the second form, way of performing. The third is this thing, the film.
Okay.
That's your question. So we act stage, live, radio, behind the microphone, and film in front of the camera. So I'm not acting, now this is the camera acting. If you want my head, they come around and get my head. And my feet, they come around and get my feet.
You mentioned Sunda Ayenda.
Oh.
I think this interview would not be complete if I do not ask you the background to the is it the theme song?
Yeah.
And there's always been this conversation that it is Charlie Haffner, that is Timney. So give us the background to the song and what it actually says. Because, as someone who understands Timney, I know Charlie Haffner will say Charlie Fine. Is that what it is? Or is it just a shift in your name, Charlie Haffner? And so...
well, let's choose the first one, Charlie Fine. It's both. That's a very interesting phenomenon. The Tally, it's not Charlie, in fact.
Okay.
The Charlie Haffner episode. I was in America when I was, what should I say? I was brought back to do this radio. There was this agency called Search for Common Ground. They are based in New York. New York. And they wanted, wherever there is conflict, they would move in as a conflict resolution body. They would move in to bring whatever is common between the warring passion. If it's wrestling, like in Asia countries, they bring wrestling. Some is television, cinema. Some is novels. Some is film, whatever it is. But for West Africa, starting from Liberia, they decided to use radio, number one, and radio drama. Talk in the Home Studio was first formed in Liberia, and then it was transferred here to Freetown. And when they came to Freetown, the war was raging.
Okay.
1990 something, just before the Johnny Paul saga. It was raging. Then I was in America, and then decided to come here, Talk in the Home Studio, to start this radio drama that would reach people farthest corner. And talk to them. And the purpose of the radio drama was to encourage, to motivate combatants to disarm, to give up their weapons. That's the main thing about them. The next also demobilize them, take them and remove all the war thing from their brain, and then get them to reintegrate.
So that was part of the DDR process.
That was DDR. And I'll tell you something. DDR owns Atunda Ayenda. DDR supported, formed Atunda Ayenda, thanks to Dr. Kaikai. Don't know where he's right now. I just heard, I was asking about him. I just heard that he's minister. So I know he went to Sudan, the last thing I heard about him.
Okay.
So that was it. So he personally became my friend to get this program going. So from America, since Search for Common Ground was part of the body sponsoring. From America, the white men told me, Charlie, your name must be in that drama. If your name is not there, it will not work. Make sure you find a way of putting your name in the drama so they will know it's Charlie Haffner involved. Otherwise, it will not work. So I agreed, and I came home. So it's about getting rebels to drop their weapons. They haven't been succeeding. They got the tripartite. Not the first tennis world cancer who tripartite too. Maybe about the fourth time, But the war, that was the ECOMOG side of the war, that was our own government side, and the RUF side. It was difficult. RUF, the final difficulty with RUF was when go and get this guy. This guy went to America to find me. I was invited with your mom. There was this conference on the Rebel War and the RUF. And then they invited Sierra Leoneans or non-Sierra Leoneans who had worked here, ambassadors, book writers, journalists, to be in that conference. And then at the tail end of the preparation, somebody said, what about culture? We cannot talk anything without culture. What role did culture play in the making of the war? What role did culture play during the war? And what would be the status of culture like today after the war? And the white man said, Charlie Haffner is around. Where? Nobody knew. Because I used to just move around. My wife had returned to meet Freetong Players in the Gambia. And then there was this conference. They invited me. Mommy was there. And I went to this conference. And then 2 white guys flanked me. So you are going back to Sierra Leone. I said, where you are going? I said, what? So I don't need you. I who told you that. I said, I know. People wake up in the morning. They don't see Freetong Players. They don't hear your voice. And you are here doing what? You quarrel. I said, you are going. He said, no, Charlie, we need you in Sierra Leone. We want you to go back and you are going. I said, when they go, you are going. We deport you. This is our country. I said, now fair. He said, not to fair, but we are mean fair to go fair.
Well, your people need you.
You people, you should go back. That's how all this Atunda and that. Not Atunda, just a radio drama. CR was what they wanted. I would encourage these guys to give up their weapon, immobilize them, and get them back to their families, and get them back to the system again. So I agreed to come. You know, I agreed to come. Say, so why did you choose me? Say, I say, no, we choose you. I said, why? Say, 2 reasons. Say, what are the reasons? I said, number 1, you are their teacher. You taught the rebels in school. Were you not a teacher? I said, yes. You need to teach Sirasa. You need to teach all these guys in the army. You need to teach Maskita in Kainau. You need to teach, call all the rebels their name. Unable to talk. The white man, they opened the laptop and my picture was there and my CV. Not to you this. Who is this? Hello, come back. You are going back to Sierra Leone, my friend. We will throw you out of our country. And then I said, reason number 2, say your dreadlocks. Say your dreadlocks. Now, white man, they tell me so. Also, we family always say, no, they were swear the smell at this country. White man, you say your dreadlocks. They will identify with you. They will love you to be among them. So when you go meet with them. They will appreciate you. And because we know you listen to everybody. You know, do all research. So that's how it happened. You say your dreadlocks. Say, so I touch me here again. Oh, my dreadlocks. So I decided, I said, I'm going. So the plumber ended and I came. When I came, my first action point was to visit the rebels, to be with them. So 1 week at Talking Drum Studio, and then we were dispatched, myself, my assistant, Kemodrami. God bless outside it. He's a Kabbalah boy, Kabbalah man. So very interesting guy to be with. He's in Kabbalah. We thought we went to live in Kono with the RUF. Can you imagine?
You lived with the RUF?
We lived with the RUF in Kono. We had to study the issue. Because about the war. Cannot talk about the war without knowing the war in factions and what they are doing. We live with them, you know, during the day. We go to market together. You know, I got 9. Issa was the head. Fodi Sanko was no more. And Issa was the head of RUF. And he told this woman, she came to China not long ago, Jembe Gobe was the head of all the RUF women. Next up, then Creole Mami. I met all of them. All these guys who are serving sentence now. I met all of them. And they welcomed me. What's the name of this guy now? Jibril Massakoy. Yes. All of them. I live with them. And they protected me. And I got 9 women circling my house every night to secure, protect me. You know, I live with them. And I learned a lot of them. I met teachers, RUF, who became RUF people. I met doctors and lawyers who became RUF. I met tiny tot boys whose guns were taller than they were. And I asked them, how did you manage to reach Freetown? I said, we follow the electric pole, sir. The EDSA pole, so they call it. So now the EDSA pole we follow, sir. So from Bumbuna, they follow and trace the right also and take enter Freetown. So I learned a lot from them, the RUF guys. And then that was why my first chapter was Sansantong. Sansantong was Kono, living diamond.
Okay.
I also went to live with the Kamajos in Bond. And again, just like I lived with them, I learned their experiences. I took part in disarmament probe, collecting weapons, stocking them, etc., etc. You know,
This is quite a rich history that
it is,
we don't know.
which I hardly talk about.
I don't know if we've documented. But as we come to the tail end, speaking about all of these things, it there's a question that comes to mind. I know you still have a long way to go. All the League a long life for us. We love having you around. But further down the line, what would you want your legacy to be? What would you want Charlie Haffner to be remembered for? Yes, still Bokudewe left for do, I am sure. Bokudewe you still get for do. But when that name is called, because I ask this because Salon will not sabi with history. We don't preserve history, we not keep. Those of us who are 80s kids, the things that we will sabi, the kids born in the 90s and the 2000s, they're not sabi. They're not sabi. A lot of people them. If you had an opportunity to write out your own legacy or what you want to be remembered for as Charlie Haffner, what would it be?
Remembering it's not me, I would have been dead. I don't I don't write legacy. You don't write legacy about yourself. People judge you, they know you. People know you, they judge you. You'll not be around when they're judging you. Like we're judging our leaders today and relatives. It's up to the individual and maybe the society. So I don't do things for people to I do it.
Okay.
Because it has to be done. And when I'm gone. It has to be a long time from now. When I'm gone, let people remember me. People remember me of that Sierra Leonean who was not a Sierra Leonean because he was born here. Because Sierra Leone was born with him, in him. That's what I want, like Kuma said. Because Sierra Leone was born, when I was born, Sierra Leone was inside me. Nothing else to do. I got opportunities to do everything in this world, to work in any organization, right on to the United Nations.
To live in any country.
Because I left it all. And I came home and I went to the field, to be called Charlie Haffner. And it was UN work I went to do there. And the chief could not pronounce my name. That's how it was. The Timini chief back of Maboruka.
So I knew there was a Timini connection to the story.
Yes. Every tribe gets an accent. Creole cannot pronounce H. Creole not get her. So say Charlie Haffner. They will not say Charlie Haffner. They will not get. They will say Mr. Thomas and not Mr. Thomas. Timini themselves, they're not going to say Charlie, they'll say Ta.
Yeah.
Bongo, Mende, Papa Shari, that enables say Charlie. So we all get up, and to me it's funny and interesting. So this chief now, for introduce me, they're not able to call Charlie. They say the head of the delegation, the head of the delegation is Charlie Haffner. So Charlie was the closest for them, Charlie.
To Charlie.
And Haffner, closest Haffner to the Timini language. That's a literate man, book-wise. But you see, I fix them. Then I say, oh, me name the pan Timini. I know me something. So I grabbed it.
Charlie Haffner.
Charlie Haffner. Charlie fine. As miss I like it. So I tell you something, whether Waka fine must come. If you call her Waka Haffner, I think I enable. When I call people Waka Haffner once ago, So what that was about, I made this signature in America before coming with Eddie Isaac, the famous band leader, 1975. Was when I do Charlie Haffner, because this man, they asked me, please, your name should be in that story. Every day they must remember you. You must call your name to remind them that you are Charlie Haffner and you are in this hope. That's why I came out. Hey, me people, them. I mean, in Charlie Haffner. And I Charlie Haffner Waka. And I told you, I've toured the world. I've been around Africa. There's no town in Sierra Leone I've not been to. As I don't know people. You cannot tell me I'm going to Kano. I ask you where. You tell me I give you a landmark. Up till this time. So I waka plenty up till now, today, my brother. I did waka. I fly. I go by sea. I go by road. I tour all around the world. Charlie Haffner. I say it. I come off Freetong, I bust na Berry Junction. From Berry Junction, I find myself na London. From inside London, I twist and turn a Europe. By the time they make up, I must na Venezuela. From Venezuela, I jump go Puerto Rico. From Puerto Rico, I slam inside America. I scatter Canada, I chair America. From Puerto Rico, I slam inside Italia fino. Talia fino, talia fino, yutu waka waka. If I no waka, na wetin I go see. If I no waka, na wetin I go know. How I dey waka, na so I dey kergo. How I dey kergo, na so I dey bring talia fino, talia fino, talia fino. So waka waka. And that waka.
Thank you
Let me say thank you myself.
very much.
Let me say thank you myself to my family who supported me, and to my late wife, wherever she is today, let God give her good old.
Amen.
And my present wife, this young Pekito that I have, that has taken over from her. I would like to be like her. The rest of my family, Tuti, Afi, you know them all wherever they are. Without their support, I would not have been Charlie Haffner. Pakaba told me that. He said, all the book where they make, all you write, Freetong Players not be there, they not me for know you. He said, don't forget the Freetong Players. Don't forget the family. I say, yes, sir. So I've never forgotten that. So I say, thanks to all of them, 40 years, 30 years, 20, even the new batch that I started training a year ago, they don't do well. I join them by this thank you. You know, and all of you guys, you have been supporting, you know, from wherever, since I knew you as a kid, like you say, be supporting. I say thank you to everybody who contributed to make Charlie Haffner. I don't go join the legacy later on, not to me. But for me, I tell people I do what I like, and I like what I do. They don't judge me that way. Charlie Haffner does what he likes, and he liked what he did. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. This has been a very interesting episode of Their Story. As I said at the onset, no better word to describe than say a legend. And I am happy that we were able to get that very, very, very popular song somewhere along this interview. If you have enjoyed this episode of Their Story and like to see who we cover next, remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.